Smoky Mountain Conference Volleyball is on the air here on the Gramstar Sports Network. More importantly tonight, fans, it is pink night here in Robbinsville as the Lady Knights welcome the Hayesville Lady Jackets to Graham County for this Tuesday evening clash here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's telecast of Robbinsville Athletics. Very privileged to be back with you once again and able to stream another broadcast of Lady Knights Volleyball as they head down the stretch for their final two regular season matches in a quest to clinch at least a share of the divisional championship. We'll come back in just a few minutes. The Lady Knights are in the midst of their first warm-up session at the moment, so we're about 10 minutes away or so from the opening introductions, the starting lineups, of course, and the national anthem, and we'll get that rolling for you fans here in just a few minutes. And you are watching the Gramstar Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Robbinsville High School for our annual Volley for a Cure Pink Night between Robbinsville and the visitors from Hayesville, the Lady Jackets. All proceeds from tonight's match will go toward the Graham Cancer Support Group. At this time, if you would please stand and remove all headwear as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Introducing the team's first-star visitors from Hayesville there tonight's match with a record of 11-8 this season. Number 2, a senior, Trinity Freyas. A sophomore, number 4, Cadence Wood. A center, number 8, a senior, Emma Shook. Sophomore, number 11, Phoebe Patillion. Outside hitter, senior, number 13, Annalise Shue. Sophomore, number 15, Valerie Peck. Senior number 22, Katie Pierce. Junior number 23, Lily Trout. Senior number 34, Gracie Perry. And sophomore number 35, Madison Moore. The Jackets are coached by Tammy Deals. All right, Robbinsville, let's hear some noise for your first place Lady Knights. A senior defensive specialist from Snowbird Road, number 32 tonight, Taya Owl. Starters are number 1, junior outside hitter from Cynthia Lane, the Lady Bruins. A sophomore middle hitter from the deepest, darkest parts of Tuskegee, number 3, Claire Barlow. A senior outside hitter from the lower end of High Splendor, number 4, Kinsley Phillips. Senior center from East Buffalo, number 6, Desna Tremmel. Freshman libero from Sloantown, number 7, Surrey Waddy. A sophomore right side hitter from Carpenter Hollow, number 14, Liz Carpenter. And number 34 tonight, a junior middle hitter from Old Santifa, Aubrey Wachacha. Lady Knights are coached by Katie Phillips. She is assisted by Danny Bruce.
Back with you live, fans from Robbinsville High School, and we are pleased to be bringing you another telecast of Lady Knights Volleyball here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's broadcast, and we're very privileged. Any of you that have tuned in, remember all proceeds from tonight's purchases, both here at the game and, of course, here on Gramstar Sports, will be going directly to the Graham Cancer Support Group. Great local organization that was started up in August of 2019, just before the onset of the unfortunate pandemic we've been dealing with the last few years. Nonetheless, though, the group so far has raised over $60,000 to help out patients that are battling the horrific disease. Few different numbers tonight, but the faces are all the same. Back to full strength since our last telecast, of course. We were missing Desta Tremmel last week. You see her down here on the right side of your screen, number 6, the senior setter, back in the lineup tonight for Robbinsville after a brief illness. A few different numbers, as we said, because Robbinsville's pink jerseys that they don one time a year do bear some different numbers, but not for this young lady. That is senior Kinsley Phillips swatting the ball, and we are underway here tonight in Robbinsville. And that shot goes out. 1-0 Lady Knights here in the opening stanza. Robbinsville comes into this game tonight with a overall record this season of 13-7. Lady Knights are currently 6-2 in the Smoky Mountain Conference. That has got them in a three-way tie with Murphy and Cherokee for the first place slot. After tonight, Robbinsville's final home game and their final regular season match, for that matter, will be held Thursday here at home against Swain. It'll be senior night, and we'll have it for you right here on Gramstar Sports if you can't make it out. Big kill by junior outside hitter Delaney Brooms, and that'll get her on the board tonight. It's a 3-0 start for Robbinsville, and senior Kinsley Phillips is still at the service line. Phillips with a nice serve. That has some great die on it. And a tip attempt by Trendy Frias. She mistimed her jump. 4-0 Robbinsville here in set 1. And you can bet Hayesville head coach Tammy Dill's not pleased with this start for her Lady Jackets. Hard spike, and Phillips with the dig. She's over 1,000 for her career now. And how about that decisive kill? That's 2 already here in this opening run for Robbinsville for junior Delaney Brooms. Phillips was recognized after last Thursday's match concluded here at home against Andrews for surpassing 1,000 career digs. She actually achieved it at Cherokee just a couple of weeks ago, but the Robbinsville Lady Knights had not been back home until last week. How about 3 kills for Brooms here in the opening gamut? 6-0 Robbinsville. And the Lady Jackets are just trying to find answers. Lined up in a 2-3-1 formation, trying to figure out what's going on. There's a set by Shook. Hard spike. Defended nicely by Waddy. Travel at the bottom of your screen. Spike by Phillips. And that's going to go bye-bye. 7-0 Robbinsville. So I'll give the freshman Surrey Waddy her first dig of the ball game. Defensive specialist there playing the libero position tonight. Blocked at the net, but it's going to be a double touch, a carry, excuse me. And that'll be the first point of the game for Hayesville. Jackets on the board 7-1 here in set 1. This game is wedged right in between our 5 broadcast and 8-day run we're making here on Gramstar Sports. Of course, we had a couple of games for you last week. And Barlow's tip attempt goes awry, and just like that, it's 7-2. Robbinsville hosted Andrews here last Thursday for volleyball, and then the next night we had Robbinsville Cherokee football. Of course, this one tonight, the aforementioned Swain County game Thursday here at home. And a good tip. That's a nice read up at the front of the net by Mallory Peck, sophomore middle hitter for the Jackets. And Hayesville trying to respond, 7-3. Of course, Friday night we'll have the big one under the Big Oaks. 7:30 kickoff, Robbinsville and Murphy. And believe it or not, fans, that is the Knights' last home game of the regular season. They've only got 2 in the conference, as that one will drop out of bounds, and Surrey Waddy will head back to the service line for her first serve of the night. Pass goes over to the left side, hard spike by Katie Pierce, but Robbinsville will respond. There's a good push from the back by Kinsley Phillips. Hard shot. That time by, that's Pierce. I beg your pardon. Lily Trout on the left side. Numbers almost identical. That shot goes, looks like it actually landed in. So nicely done. It is now 8-4. Thought that one actually went out, but I guess not. And to the line is going to be your libero, the sophomore. That is Phoebe Patilia for Hayesville. Goes with the reception. Pass by Trammell. Hard kill for Delaney Brooms. 9-4 Robbinsville here in set number 1. Dustin Trammell will now head back to the service line. We were not able to broadcast last night's match, but Robbinsville did play. That was a road affair at Franklin and a heartbreaker for the Lady Knights. They went up 2-0 in the match and ended up losing 3-2 as Franklin thundered back and picked up wins in sets 3, 4, and 5. So a heartbreaker after Robbinsville was swept by the Panthers earlier this season here at home, looking for some redemption and needed just one more set victory to get it. Nice reception by Phillips to slide in there to make the save. Trammell pass to Waddy, gets it back over. Now here comes the middle hitter connection. That was Madison Moore and Aubrey Wachacha trying to fight for supremacy. Liz Carpenter on the right side, but she's going to find Emma Shook. Hard spike. Brooms saves it with her forearm. Pass by Phillips. And Brooms will return it high and hard to the back right side of the court. And that was going to drop. Excellent work by Annalise Shue, senior outside hitter for Hayesville. And it's now 9-6. Robbinsville started this match on a 7-0 run. Here's the key variable in the divisional standings, though, fans. Murphy and Cherokee will still play each other. That's, in fact, those two programs' last match, and it will take place Thursday night. So out of that win, lose, or draw, Robbinsville has got to win out to hold on to a share of the championship, and they'll split it with either Murphy or Cherokee. Lady Knights last won the conference championship in 2019, and that was actually their first conference championship in program history. Big block at the net by junior Aubrey Wachacha. First block of the night for Robbinsville, and it's 11-6 here in set 1 for Delaney Brooms. Hard spike, and it goes out. That one had a bit too much curvature on it, and it's 11-7, and they'll give it to Katie Pierce, the senior setter for the Jackets. Hard shot over. There's Waddy to greet it. Pass by Trammell behind her. Phillips will try to spike it over, and Hayesville had to quickly scramble. There's a good push to try and expose that left side, but Annalise Shue wasn't napping. Caught up to it rather easily. Nice save by Trammell, and that will get slotted into Hayesville territory, and it's going to be 11-8. I beg your pardon, that ball was actually dropped on Robbinsville's side. My apologies. I do a lot of multitasking here tonight. We're trying to keep stats and run the camera and do commentary. We just can't do it all. Blocked up front. Chacha tried to slam, and Madison Moore shut it down. 12-8 is now your score. It looks like the ball will be ruled against Hayesville. And that's how set number 1 is playing out. It's a 4-point lead for Robbinsville. High arc on that for Wachacha. And that will actually drop back over. It's Nolan Hurston at the service line as quickly as she got there. 12-9 as Hayesville has gotten right back into it. That 7-0 start didn't shake them too bad. And there's a shot by Lily Trout. And it goes out. 13-9. Student section finally filled in. We were a little worried before the match started. We're running sort of ahead of schedule tonight. Didn't have a lot of people here until just about 5 minutes before tip-off. But the student section for Robbinsville is raucous, and they even have brought in the cheerleaders tonight. making an even more festive atmosphere. And the ball is returned. There's Taya Owl on the dig. And a hard shot by big Claire Barlow. That's a sophomore middle hitter who has emerged, to say the very least this season, as a threat at the net. She actually leads the Smoky Mountain Conference in blocks. And if you clap your hands and chant it obnoxiously, she is a sophomore. Taya Owl, the senior, with a hard line drive serve. That's her specialty. She serves them low, and she serves them hard. Returned and greeted by Brooms. There's a tip by Barlow. And there's a good shot. Owl saves it, or tries to, and Waddy broke the 100-meter dash record trying to get over to the scorer's table. She did cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and unfortunately did not get there. It is 14-10, and checking in serve is going to be Gracie Perry. That's another senior for Hayesville. Serve from the left side. We're still trying to confirm the outcome and the set scores for middle school. Our middle school coach, Anna Stewart, got disappeared. We'll just say that. She left before I could get to her this evening. I was a little late getting to the game, as Kinsley Phillips gets a kill to make it 15-10. So I'm still waiting for the outcome of the middle school match. But I can tell you, fans, that the JV Lady Knights were swept by the Lady Jackets. Consecutive set scores of 25-9 finished the job here tonight. Praying for a special young lady from the Lady Knights. That is, of course, Ren Hooper. She injured her knee tonight. Hopefully she'll be okay. Injured during the JV game. Here's Brooms off the hard. Nice pass by Trammell. Didn't really set it there, just kind of bumped it over to her, and that got it right to the elevation needed. 17-10, so in a blink of an eye, Robbinsville back to its 7-point advantage it started the match with. That was a hard kill by Trendy Frace, but it's not going to work. Trammell will snuff it back out over to Hayesville. And in the middle there was Mallory Peck on that last shot. Here's Phillips from the back with a tip off the palm of her hand. Set. Another shot by Peck. Phillips greets it. Set by Trammell. Brooms tip. And it will be out. 17-11 here in set number one. The Smoky Mountain Conference tournament this year is being held at Swain County. So I believe our friends on the Maroon Devils Network do a fine job with production. We'll have that one for you, fans, if you want to keep track of it. Of course, our social media. Friday will announce the pairings and matchups, of course. It'll be based off the tournament seedings. The tournament seedings will be based off the conference standings at the end of the year. And that was going to drop as well. And then it's a long vaunted 17-12 as Emma Shook goes back to serve again for Hayesville. Lady Knights needed 4 sets to defeat the Jackets earlier this year in Clay County, but they prevailed nonetheless. And there's going to be an awkward return for Phillips having to get creative. Blocked at the net. 18-12. And Surrey Waddy will trot back to the service line. No timeouts called so far in this one. Good crowd on hand for a Tuesday night matchup. Hopefully a lot of money raised. Concessions. Gate money, of course. T-shirt sales. They had commemorative T-shirts made up for this game. And how about kill number 6 for Delaney Brooms? Waddy back to the line again. Oswald's leading by 7 once more. It's 19-12. Awkward push. Trying to get creative and get some momentum back to Ville's corner. Set by Shook. Tip over by Peck. That one's going to be out. Line judge had to scoot out of the way at the last second. And Tammy Dills has seen enough. First time out of the match here in set one, 20-12 Robbinsville here on the Grimstar Sports Network. As soon as we can, sports fans, we'll get you the numbers on how much money was raised. We're hoping to have that from our friends out in the front lobby later on tonight. We'll make the announcement to the crowd here in attendance as well for all you great fans watching wherever you may be. Spike over, Phillips greets it. Pass by Trammell. Here comes Delaney Broom. She's blocked the net. And they can't recover the block to Katie Pierce and Mallory Peck. They'll get half a credit each. And it's 2013 as the Jackets trying to get some momentum going here late. Annalise Shue will pop up to the line. Nice sliding reception by Waddy. Waddy will push it back over now. Hard spike. There's Phillips again. Pass by Trammell. Shot by Phillips, and it's going to be out. Seems like Phillips unable to keep it in bounds. And it is 2014. Waddy greets it. Here's Trammell. Two brooms on the left side. And that will fly to the floor. That's 7 kills here in the opening set for junior Delaney Brooms. 21-14 for senior Desta Trammell at the service line. We mentioned, of course, the conference tournament being held at Swain this year. It rotates in alphabetical order through the conference each season. You see the big kill there on the left side by Peck, who will head back to the line now to try and get the Jackets some more points here late. 21-15 Robbinsville. Set by Trammell. Here's Brooms with a tip, but it's immediately picked up. Nice keen awareness by Katie Pierce. 21-16 is going to be your score now. Peck will continue to serve. We will be here, fans, what we were going to say earlier, we are going to be here for the postseason. Be able to watch all of the postseason action here on Grimstar Sports. The only way that we'll not be able to do it is if we go to a school that has an exclusivity deal with the NFHS network. If so, you'll have to purchase the game there to watch it. But if we're here at home, or if the school will cooperate with us, we will stream from the location. We're going to be with the Lady Knights for the duration, as they have really surprised a lot of folks this season. And right now, no surprise, Hayesville's Tammy Dills is fighting for supremacy here tonight. It's 21-18 as Katie Phillips is trying to get her Lady Knights straightened out here in the later part of set one. (21-18) here in set one. Hayesville has charged back not once, not twice, but thrice. Cut it to 3 and has been unable to get any closer, however, as Robbinsville's pulled away. They've led by at least 7 3 times, the Lady Knights have, here in set one. That was going to drop. Trammell just couldn't get there, try as she may. And it's a 2-point match, 2-point set, for that matter, here in set number one. Hard shot straight over. Here's the pass, and here comes Phillips from the back row. And that was some slight miscommunication, but Jackets able to save it. Nice work. Here's the set, and the shot by Brooms is going to be out. She tried to direct that to the right side of the court where there was a big hole, but she put a little bit too much pepper on it. And don't look now, fans. Hayesville has charged back to a 1-point deficit. It's 21-20. Set by Trammell. Here's Wachacha. Big kill for Aubrey Wachacha. Blocking a kill here in set one for the junior middle hitter from Old St. Titla. And the Lady Bruins will now try and get this one closed out for Robbinsville. Spike the net's going to be blocked. Wachacha had a good beat on that, but it just flew off the right side of her hand. It's a scary time when you have to try to block something at the net like that. You never know which way it's going to go. But they hit it just right. Katie Pierce will now serve for Hayesville. 22-21, Robbinsville. Set by Trammell. Middle spike by Wachacha. And that one caught him off guard. And they're going to say that Madison Moore with a carry. And Wachacha will jog back to the service line. 2 away from the win here in set number 1. And Tammy Dill's not happy about that call. But it will stand. The officials won't even try and discuss it. There's an ace for Aubrey Wachacha. That is the first ace of the matchup for Robbinsville. And Tammy Dill is going to try to break the momentum here late. It is 21-24. Robbinsville is at set point. We're back with you live, fans, from Robbinsville, set point. And how about another ace from Aubrey Wachacha to close it out? And just like that, set 1 is over, 21-25. Black Knights back in 3 minutes here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And set 2 about to commence. Robbinsville took set 1, 21-25. And we'll see how it shakes out here in set 2. With number 8, that is Emma Shook, serving for the Jackets to get us going. Spike by Barlow, but it's going to be saved. Hard shot's going to go out by number 2. That is Trendy Frias. And it is 1-0 Robbinsville here in set 1. Hensley Phillips will meekly jog back to the line. Senior night for her Thursday, along with Desta Trammell, Fayla Welch, who is not here tonight. And, of course, Taya Owl, who's playing on the back right side of the court at the moment. And Hayesville can't clear the net. It's going to be, I take that back. I guess they did get the point. My mistake. I must have dropped on their side of the net, or Robbinsville's, excuse me. My apologies. 1-1 here in set 2. And the libero, Phoebe Patilia, trying to await her turn. There's a big kill for Claire Barlow. 2-1 here in set number 2, and she'll tag out now as Aubrey Wachacha will come in during the rotation. Barlow does not play back row just yet, but I have no doubt she'll be there very, very soon. That's 2 kills in this matchup for Claire Barlow. Waddy will swat it away here in set 2. Shot from the left side. Pass a little bit low, but saved by Wachacha. And now Trammell on the return. Here's a set by number 22. That was Katie Pierce to get the ball back over for Hayesville. Battle wages on. Gracie Perry with a shot that goes into the net. 3-1 Robbinsville here in set number 2. Waddy to serve again. Always wonderful to see this gym decorated as such for Pink Night. Robbinsville really goes all out to help support the Graham Cancer Support Group. There's a big block up front by the Lady Bruins and Aubrey Wachacha. Waddy will serve again. Big shot by Peck, but it will be defended nicely. Bruins, last touched by the Jackets. Tried to slow it down and block it. Instead, they knocked it out of bounds. And that will make it 5-1, Robbinsville. Waddy on the serve. Set. Here's a shot. And that's a good kill. That's the way to respond to that. Annalise Shue over on the left side with a hard thwack, making it 5-2 here in set 2. And its service line now is going to be sophomore Mallory Peck. Body pass. Jump set and straight across the middle for a rare change was the Lady Bruins. And nobody from Clay County was ready for that. 6-2 is your score. Esther Trammell will now serve for Robbinsville, patiently awaiting the substitution. Peck is out, and into the game for Hayesville is going to be Cadence Wood. Play back row defense. And there's the reception by Petilia. Hard shot over in return by Shue. Phillips will knock it back over, and there's Petilia again. And that time, Miss Shue could not get her timing down. It is 7-2 here in set number 2. Trammell's serve. And a hard shot over. Pass by Waddy. Here's Wachacha with a hard shot that'll go down to the ground. Nobody will be able to defend it, try as they may. 8-2 Robbinsville. Tip over the net. Well, that was a quick read on her feet by Emma Shook. Opened up to find that open hole there on the front right side of the court for Robbinsville. Makes it 8-3. And back to the Jackets we go. Number 22, Katie Pierce with a jump serve. Phillips with the reception. Trammell pass. And there's the shot by the Lady Bruins. Another kill for the junior outside hitter. I guess her 8 so far here tonight. And she'll now strut back to the line to serve up her next offering here on the Gramstar Sports Network. As we mentioned, fans, we are scheduled for Thursday and Friday telecast this week here on Gramstar Sports. Pay-per-view passes are available for purchase now on our homepage at gramstarsports.com. Annalise Shue will swat it away for the Jackets. There's a tip by Phillips, but in a rare snafu, it does not clear the net. She is a seasoned veteran up front for Robbinsville, and that time it goes awry. That makes it 9-5 here in set number 2 as Annalise Shue will try it again. Oh my word, what a serve by Shue that time. Nicely done. Brooms couldn't get there. 9-6. Jackets did it the last set. They're going to do it again, it looks like. Get down big early. They were down by 6 just a moment ago. And in the blink of an eye are down by 3. Here's Wachacha with a hard line drive that the Jackets can't play. Good work by Wachacha. Good read. And that makes it 10-6 here in set 2. Aubrey Wachacha, after the nice kill, will serve it up. How about a kill for Elizabeth Carpenter, sophomore outside hitter for Robbinsville. Not getting to call that young lady's name out enough this season. She's really coming into her own. It's her first year on varsity. Interested to see how her career plays out. She's a great athlete. Phillips on the chicanery attempt, and Trendy Frias can't clear the net. 12-6 Robbinsville. And Frias will get called out for Miss Lily Trout. She'll come in for a left front side defense. And another 2-3-1 formation for the Jackets on the other side of the net. Trout with a swat back over. Wachacha with a nice dig on the back row. Here's Kinsley Phillips. And a kill for Kinsley Grace. That's her second one here tonight. As we hope you're enjoying our telecast, we're still working out the kinks in our production that we've been working on for 2 months. I know that seems like we're just making excuses at this point, but I assure you we are on the cusp of being able to enhance our telecast with on-screen graphics, the score of the game, and we've already worked out the bug on trying to get the game zoomed in where you can see it better. But we hope to make it even more crisp for all of you fans that pay your hard-earned money to watch GramStarSports.com. Jackets finally get a point back after the 8-point deficit. Now in half. 14-7 is the spread at the moment in favor of Robbinsville. And that was Gracie Perry teeing off for the Jackets. Here's a shot from the back by Brooms, greeted by Katie Pierce, and now a tip over the net by Peck. Pass high and over her shoulder by Barlow to Kinsley Phillips. And the Jackets were ready. And nobody moved that time. Robbinsville froze up as Peck sent it back over the net. It is 14-8 here in set number 2. Shot over by Perry. And Carpenter, they tried to catch her off guard that time. It was a good push by Trammell to the back row. Hard shot by number 15, Mallory Peck. And that makes it 14-9 here in set number 2. And Delaney Broom simply ducked out of the way of Gracie Perry's offering there and let it drop. 15-9 here in set 2, and here comes Miss Taya Owl in as Carpenter will grab a breather. Carpenter has served a few times this season, but not here tonight so far. 15-9 for Taya Owl. Here's the set, and the shot by Peck will go to the back row. Brooms with a nice, interesting save. Phillips put a lot of spice on that, but couldn't get it to the floor. Hayesville was ready. Greeting by Brooms. Set. Shot. Ball still alive. I think some of the players thought that play was over. Nothing doing, and now Phillips can't get there. 15-10 here in set number 2. And somebody for Hayesville is ready to serve. Let's look it back there. It's going to be Emma Shook, of course, serving for the Jackets here tonight. Yes, fans, we will go live in plenty of time Thursday for the senior night festivities, which will take place before varsity warm-ups. So join us here on Gramstar Sports a little earlier than you would anticipate, as we should have our stream going around the 5:15, 5:30 mark. We'll go ahead and go live, no matter the start time listed on our website. Here comes Brooms on Trammell's pass, and the ball is still in play. Here's Peck in the middle, blocked by Barlow, but able to save it. And now Perry with a nice return that Kinsley Phillips will find on the back row. Here's Barlow from the right side. Can't get the job done, though. Ball still up. Good work by Owl on the dig. Brooms with a decisive shot. That'll find the upper regions of the visitor stands here tonight in Robbinsville. Kinsley Phillips now at the top of the rotation will serve again. It is 17-10. Hilliard with the dig that time, or excuse me, the reception to keep it going. Here's Trammell to Brooms, and that'll drop in as well for Delaney Brooms. Williams now has reached double digits. 10 kills on her resume here tonight. Phillips with another nice serve. Boy, her serves have come a long way. Her freshman year, she wasn't even playing on the back row. And she still managed to get to 1,000 career digs and even has posted a few aces lately. Good to see aces for Kinley Grace. Blocked up front by Barlow, and it goes out. Barlow thought she had that one. And admittedly, we all thought she had that one for that matter. And it's still a 8-point lead, though, for the Lady Knights. 19-11 here in set 2. Robbinsville led 19-12 in the last set and ended up winning 21-25. So Hayesville will not go down quietly. Barlow might have silenced a few of them, though, on that decisive block, or excuse me, kill. That's 3 tonight for Claire Barlow. 20-11. Here's freshman sensation Surrey Waddy. I mentioned every telecast she played exactly one JV match, and that's all Robbinsville needed to get a look at her and see that she was needed at the varsity level. Volleyball acumen top notch coming over from the Lady Devils program in the offseason. High, hard serve for Waddy. And on the left side, it's going to be Shue trying to keep it going for the Jackets. Here comes Brooms with a tip. And a battle at the net. Hayesville is going to be able to salvage that. A good work by the Lady Jackets there. Here comes Wachacha. And nicely done. Able to save that. A sliding save by Phillips that time. Finally sent out. 22-11. By far the biggest deficit so far tonight for Hayesville. And Robbinsville 3 away from taking a 2-0 lead here in the contest. That shot's going to go out as Annalise Shue could not find the inside of the court. Waddy again to serve. 23-11. Push by Shue. That was a good read. Brooms was playing way back. And Hayesville made her pay. 23-12. 2 more needed for Robbinsville to take a 2-0 lead. And Peck patiently awaiting the whistle. Gets it from the ladder judge tonight, who is Jenny Irwin. (24-12) set point here in set 2. Senior setter Desta Trammell will try and key up the finishing touches as Robbinsville looking to improve to 7-2 in conference action this year. And that was number 23, Lily Trout in the middle. I believe it was Lily Trout. My mistake, that was actually number 35, Madison Moore. 24-13, so an arduous task ahead for Hayesville. Stranger things have happened. 24-13, and she'll get the ace. That one just squibbled over the net. That's enough on it to get the job done. Like I said, Hayesville's not going to go away quietly. They were down 11-23 just a moment ago and have already scored 3 points to try and slim the deficit. And they're going to call for a replay, I believe, on that one. And it will be a redo. I believe both Wachacha and Madison Moore might have touched the net. And you can't do that. So they offset it one another, and we'll try one more time here on set point for Robbinsville. Wachacha in the middle with a hard spike. That's going to be all she wrote. Wachacha closed out the first set with 2 aces. She closes out the second one with a hard kill. 25-14 Robbinsville. And we'll come back to you in 3 on GramStarSports.com. Back with you live, fans, from Robbinsville High School in Graham County, North Carolina. Tonight's telecast of Black Knights Athletics is being brought to you by Blevins Insurance, located off Rodney Orr Bypass here in Robbinsville. Give them all a call for your insurance needs. When we get set 3 going, Kinsley Phillips, who you see in the bottom right corner of your screen, will be teeing off as we begin this third and maybe final set tonight. We'll see how it plays out, of course. Lady Knights are up 2-0 in the contest. 21-25 and 14-25 respective set scores have got us to where we are here in set 3. It's Pink Night, fans. We appreciate all of you tuning in. All proceeds from tonight's game, including the money we get here on Graham Star Sports, will be going to the Graham Cancer Support Group. Hayesville strikes first here in set number 3. It's 1-0 Jackets. And back to the service line is going to be Miss Emma Shook for Hayesville. Greeted by Phillips. And that one will go out of bounds. They tried to block it. And that was a bad idea, as Surrey Waddy will pace back to the service line. 1-1 here in set number 3. Hope you fans are able to find us here. We're doing things a little differently. We're no longer streaming directly through our site. Our web host was not being very cooperative, I'll just put it that way, with helping us improve our production quality. So we're doing it this way and hope you're able to access the game nonetheless. We do ask respectfully, fans, that you do not share the link that you receive from your purchase with anyone else, as we are trying to, of course, help support athletics here at Robbinsville. A donation of the proceeds gathered from this season will go to all 6 of the respective sports that we stream. So every purchase you make will help out the programs you're watching. So we kindly ask you keep the stream link to yourself and not share it with anyone. Anyone found doing so will be banned from the site for the remainder of the season. 2-2 here in set number 3. Good to have you with us on GrahamStarSports.com. Here's Lily Trout to get things going for Hayesville in this knotted match early here in set 3. Here's Wachacha with a tip. Hayesville able to scramble and save it. Emma Shook will finish off the trifecta. Middle shot by Wachacha. Block attempt will fly back and to the right. 3-2 here in set number 3. Trammell back to the line to serve. Shot by Trammell. Tip by Shook. Pass by Trammell. Phillips now to Brooms, and it goes out. So Brooms almost had that one dropped in. And that would have been trouble because there was no one in the vicinity from Hayesville. And 3-3 as the Jackets are down in this match and could be swept if they don't get it together in this one. And that one I set well for our friends from the Georgia-North Carolina border. Madison Moore gets an ace, and Hayesville gets the lead. 4-3. Hayesville's only led once here tonight. That was early in set 2. And that's the last time that happened. Robbinsville eventually built an 11-point advantage and went on to prevail by that same spread. Back-to-back aces, though, for Madison Moore. Maybe the shot in the arm the Jackets need to keep this match alive. It's 5-3. And another ace. Kinsley Phillips and Delaney Brooms are letting those balls go because they look to be out. But they're not fighting the outside of the court. 6-3 Jackets. Surrey, Waddy greets it. Pass from Trammell, returned by Brooms. Battaglia greets it on the back row now after the pass. That was Annalise Shue trying to keep it alive. No dice. And now it's back to Robbinsville, so that's going to be Delaney Brooms on the serve. Blocked at the net, but it drops out. Nice work by the Jackets, fighting to stay on top. It is 7-4. Wachacha now with a line drive screamer that nobody can do anything with. She's got 3 aces here tonight. And that will make it 7-6 now. Wachacha again, nice sliding save by Shue on the back row. Set by Shook. Peck in the middle. Here's Kinsley Phillips on the return. And Hayesville scrambles, but they'll save it again. Peck again. Good work by both sides at the moment to keep this volley alive. But it eventually goes in favor of the home squad. And Wachacha will serve again. 3 aces here tonight. By far and away the most for Robbinsville, as it's the only aces they've got. Make that number 4 for Aubrey Wachacha, and Robbinsville paces back ahead. It is 8-7 here in set 3. That one goes into the net, and that'll end the streak. Wachacha with 4 aces here tonight. Those back-to-back ones actually push Robbinsville back ahead, though, temporarily. Now it's 8-8 for the libero, Phoebe Patilia, to serve. And Patilia with a hard shot over. Here's the pass. Here's Phillips. Pushes it over the net. Peck will smack it back over, and Dust the Trammell can't get under it in time. 9-8 advantage Jackets here at the moment. Fans, we were hoping to have a preliminary estimate before we went off the air tonight on how much money was raised, and they may actually be calculating that at the moment out in the front lobby. Hopefully we'll have that for you, but this one seems to be screaming by at a quick pace here this evening. Shook with a nice tip over to keep it alive. Here's Phillips, and she can't time her jump right. 10-8, Hayesville. Pass by Trammell. Here's Kinsley Grace. And it goes out 11-8. Lady Jackets. Well, fans, you had to know one thing. Tammy Dill's a phenomenal coach. Has done great things over in Hayesville with their basketball and, of course, volleyball programs. You had to know she was going to light a fire under her team after going down 2-0. And the Jackets were not going to go away without making a buzz, pardon the pun. But the buzz surrounding the sophomore from Robbinsville, Clara Barlow, has been non-stop this season. Barlow and Liz Carpenter, who we spoke about earlier, have really had to step it up this season. Robbinsville graduated 6 seniors after last year's campaign came to a close in the second round of the state playoffs and had to plug some pretty big holes, including up front. And my, oh my, have they came along nicely, and not to mention Wachacha's work up front has been phenomenal this year as well. That's the Trammell, number 6 on the screen, is a senior and has never played a season of volleyball until this year, but the natural athlete that she is was able to quickly transition into that role and has been setting nicely all year long for Robbinsville. That one for Phillips was a nice one as well, but is blocked immediately by the Jackets. And the tip attempt by Barlow will get the job done, however. 12-10. Jackets still in the lead. And we'll go back to the top of the rotation with Miss Kinsley Phillips. And an ace for Kinsley Grace will make it 12-11. Robbinsville still clawing away at the deficit at the moment. Robbinsville has scarcely trailed here tonight. They've led most of the match, I beg your pardon. And for the first time tonight, are having to really play catch-up. There's the jump set to Barlow. That is a patented maneuver. And Jenny Irwin is giving it to Hayesville. And that is a matter of some conjecture, depending on which side of the net you're standing on. Jenny Irwin will not hear of it otherwise. Trying to say it hit one of the Hayesville players' feet before going out, but nonetheless, match rolls on. 13-11 Clay County Jackets at the moment. And a mistimed bump by Katie Pierce. He's right back to Robbinsville, 13-12. Fans, make sure you pick up a copy of the Graham Star, available each and every week on newsstands everywhere. We can assure you, fans, this week's edition is going to be one you do not want to miss. A lot of investigative reporting, big news out of the county this week. And we don't want to spoil it. We don't want to give too much away. But I assure you, fans, you don't want to miss this week's edition. It will be available wherever you buy your copy each week tomorrow afternoon. Boom shot. And there's a spike in the middle that Kinsley Phillips gets spun around on, just simply trying to save. How about a block for Madison Moore, doing big things here in set 3 for the Lady Jackets. Graham Star has been providing unparalleled news coverage from and around Graham County, North Carolina since 1955. We are an exclusive source for Black Knights athletics, and by far and away the most reliable one you'll find around. Always have a nice sports section, at least 2 pages, if not more. This week we're going to 3. Plenty of good stuff to get in this week, including these Lady Knights, who are still on a quest, as we mentioned at the top of the telecast, for the conference championship. Robbinsville will have to win it out, but it will come down to Robbinsville and either Murphy or Cherokee to split it at the end of the season. Murphy and Cherokee will take place Thursday to end the regular season. Tournament seating is going to be Friday morning. And I believe that'll actually take place here in Robbinsville. That's where the central location is now that Rosman's out of the conference. The centralized location for the Smoky Mountain Conference, and we'll have the announcements for pairings on our social media as soon as they become available out of that. How about Desta Travel getting an ace right there, fans? That tied it up at 15-15 here in set 3. I know her older sister, Tacey, is watching tonight. Welcome, Tacey. And a very proud grandmother, Beverly Camden. Bev, glad to have you aboard with us tonight here on Graham Star Sports. Appreciate you guys tuning in to check out all of Desta's pursuits. And don't you worry, we'll be right here front and center for her senior year of basketball. That is a hard thing to believe and even utter, honestly. It's been a pleasure watching her play varsity, as my first year up here in Robbinsville was her freshman season. I knew of her, of course, from the middle school days when I was in Cherokee County before this, covering sports down there, just how dominant the Lady Knights were then and, quite frankly, are now. Be an interesting year for Lucas Ford's team. Desta and Kinsley will be the leading guns, no doubt. Got a hard kill up front for Delaney Brooms, who will also contribute big time on the basketball court. Matter of fact, at least 5 of the 6 on the floor right now will be suiting up for basketball season right after volleyball comes to a close. Our Mountain Hoops regional special will be available in December in 3 newspapers, Cherokee Scout, Clay County Progress, and of course the Graham Star, where we profile all the basketball teams in those areas, give you season previews on how things are going to shake out, at least to the best of our prediction anyway. Nothing ever plays out the way you think it's going to. Walked up front by Mallory Peck. And don't look now, fans. The Jackets are making it interesting here in set 3, and Katie Phillips wants to find out what's going on with her Lady Knights. It's 19-16 Hayesville here on GrahamStarSports.com. as Robbinsville is going to have to battle here to win this one in 3 straight on GrahamStarSports.com. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's telecast. The unofficial voice of Black Knights Athletics. I've been doing this for about a year and a half here in Graham County and loved every second of it thus far. High shot from the back row by the Lady Bruins will squeal out of bounds. And the Jackets lead it 20-16 here in set 3. And we may, fans, be due for some extra volleyball here tonight. That's 3 out of 5, of course, here in North Carolina. Georgia, I know, plays 2 out of 3. I can't confirm what Tennessee does. But I know that ball got out, and that was an ace for Katie Pierce. Hayesville charging late. It was a 15-15 tie just a moment ago on Desta Trammell's ace. Hayesville's went 6-1 thereafter. There's Kinsley Phillips with a nice return, trying to keep it alive for the Lady Knights. Peck shot finds Bruins, set by Trammell, tipped by Wachacha, and all hands are safe. We'll try it again. Trammell and Phillips made double sure that one was covered. I think Trammell actually had the contact there. That ball flies out of bounds. Annalise Shue having a little trouble with accuracy here in this third set. And there's a troublesome server coming up now. That's Aubrey Wachacha. She will send a powerful shot over here in just a moment. And that's a screamer that Petilia defended nicely, had it scouted out, and actually gets the point for the Jackets as Brooms can't dig it out. 3 to go for Hayesville. And we may be going to set 4 in just a moment, fans. Hold your breath. It's 22-17. Waddy with a nice greeting on the reception, returned by Carpenter. Carpenter just kind of punched that ball over with the outside rim of her right hand. 22-18. Al shoots it over the net. Nobody's talking on Hayesville's side. That's going to be TROUBLE. Give Al her first ace of the ball game. Al and the Lady Bruins were leading the team in aces. I'm sure that category has been shook up a little bit tonight by Wachacha and even the recent emergence of aces from Kinsley Phillips. Back to back for Taya Owl. That's what Robbinsville needs right now. Shot in the arm. And it's a 2-point deficit. It's 22-20 here in set number 3 on the Graham Star Sports Network. Peck with a powerful shot. Owl, bless her heart, got under it. That's as far as it got. 23-20. And we're 2 away from going to set number 4. Barlow with a nice smack over the net. Shook with a push. Owl greets it. Set by Desta Trammell. Kinsley Phillips tip. Ball still alive. Ash trouble. Waddy will set it back over the net. Shook again in the middle. Blocked by Barlow. Passed by Trammell. Pushed by Kinsley Phillips. Still alive. Hard kill in the middle by Madison Moore. Boy, she stepped it up here in set number 3. Timeout called by Katie Phillips. See if she can get things figured out for Robbinsville. They lead 2-0, but Hayesville's on set point. (24-20) Hayesville here in set 3. Good to have you with us on GrahamStarSports.com. Here's Trammell to Kinsley Phillips. Blocked. Jackets save it. Mad scramble. Mallory Peck on the return. Pass to Barlow. And that's a kill that Robbinsville will take. Thank you very much. Claire Barlow gets a K on her scorecard. And it'll be up to Kinsley Phillips to keep the rally bid going. 24-21. Nice serve. And a return by Moore, who's come along big here in set 3. Barlow again. They can't slow it down. A jump serve from Trammell is spot on, as our Barlow spikes. Back-to-back kills for Claire Barlow. 24-22. Blocked up front. Big play for Robbinsville. That's the Lady Brooms and Claire Barlow tag team in the effort. Tammy Dills is having a fit, as her Lady Jackets lead has slipped away as 24-23. Reason she's the Smoky Mountain Conference leader in blocks right now. Claire Barlow helped block that last one with the Lady Brooms, and a couple of kills later, Robbinsville 24-23 deficit. Barlow with a spike. My goodness, has she come to life here in the final few volleys. Oh my word, we are going to extra volleyball nonetheless. It is 24-all here in Robbinsville, and the gym is electric. I can't even get my tongue untied to say that. Phillips with a nice serve. Out it goes. Number 23, Lily Trout, sends it out of bounds, and Kinsley Phillips is at the service line. Robbinsville could be on the cusp of a phenomenal comeback. Another timeout called. Advantage Robbinsville, 25-24. Well, fans, it is set point for Robbinsville. Where did that come from? It was 24-20. Robbinsville on a 5-0 run, to say otherwise. And the block for Barlow goes out. Goodness gracious. She's got 3 kills down this stretch and a block, and we thought the final block might be the ending block, but it goes out. Advantage Jackets. 25-all, excuse me. It's in Jackets' corner, though. Emma Shook will tee it up. There's Kinsley Phillips' pass to Trammell. Trammell to Barlow. Advantage Robbinsville, 26-25. And I believe that's going to be Suri Waddy to the service line. You can see her kind of gritting her teeth as she heads back for the thrilling conclusion here in set 3. Soft serve by Waddy gets the job done. Patilia pass. And on the return was Katie Pierce. Here comes Brooms. Big spike wins it. Robbinsville gets the sweep here tonight in Graham County. We'll give you the set scores again one more time, fans. 21-25, 14-25, 25-27.